Good evening, fellow students and fellow philosophers. My name is Andy Sperl, and today I'll be sharing with you my Quantitative Literacy 3 Excel report, Module 3, Unit 4 Statistics Excel report. Now, as it clearly shows here on this report Module 3, Unit 4, it is Americans' attitudes towards climate change. Now, the graphs here clearly show that in the spring of 2010, the response was 53% said, yes, we're responsible for the climate change. 37% said no, and 10% were unsure. Now here we have a little pie graph here that shows 10% unsure, 53% said yes, and 37% said no. Now between a five-year difference, from the spring of 2010 to the fall of 2015, we have a drastic change from yes being 71% to no being 17% and to unsure going down to 12%. And we also have a pie and chart graphs for those as well. Now, what I figured out by this problem and also the graphs is there are 5 years separating each of the responses, one from 2010 and the other from 2015. In the 5 years, the response of the people changes drastically, as can be seen in the charts and the graphs. And it can show that, people speaking and work can actually get around, and people can drastically change their mind within just a short period of time. I mean, 5 years is not a very long period of time. And then we have problem number 2. Comparisons of data sets reporting missed class sessions and heights of different groups. Now, the first graph we have here is a young lady by the name of Helena. She's been missing her classes. And it shows here the standard deviation, coefficient variation for mean and her median. Over here we have another young lady. Her name is Juanita, and she's missed classes as well. And we also do have the range, the median, the mean, standard deviation, and the coefficient variation as well. And down here we have the heights of Army recruits in inches. This is why we do also have a graph, as well as the range, median, mean, standard deviation, and coefficient variation. And then over to the right, we have a fourth graph. Yes, a fourth. With the height of most shoppers in inches, range, median, mean, standard deviation, and coefficient variations. Now this one here, the data shows in different variations between Helen and Juanita. The coefficient variation has such a large gap of data between the two graphs. Now the standard deviation is much higher Juanita's. Now if we go on to the third and fourth graph, which is the Army and the shoppers, they also have a variation in change in data. However, the variations are wider between the shoppers and the Army recruits. But looking at both charts, they both have similarities in them both. Now on to number 3. And this one is hint IQ scores of 20 psychology students performing an experiments. Now this one here shows IQ score of 20 psychology students. We have the range, the median, the mean, the standard deviation, and the coefficient variation. And the graphs here show the differentials and differentiations, as well as the bell curve chart. Now the graphs here show the standard deviation changing, which changes the shape of the curve bell, but by adding an outlier, it changes the shape. Everything shifts and changes when an outlier is brought in. The problem helps you find the median, the mean, and the interquartile range, as well as the upper bound and the lower bound. And this here is a few of our graphs, just showing this one here shows the range of median between South America and the United States. In this problem, we found the different means of mediations of the United States and South American dams. Okay, it looks like I am missing some data there. Okay, on to number 4, the standard deviations between dams in the United States and South America. In this problem, we found the different mean and medians of the standard deviations of the United States and South American dams. Scatter charts using a method clearly shows the data and helps you read the data more clearly, and how we came up with this work and work more clearly. Now, this here shows the United States, and here we have our median, our lower bound, our upper bound, our range, our median, our mean, our standard deviation, and coefficient variation. And then over here we have the same with South America. We also have the range, the median, the mean, the standard deviation, and the coefficient variation as well. Now on to number 5. Using Z-scored percentile ranks and calculations. Now here we have our standard normal distribution graph, which shows a normal distribution between our Z-scored percentile rates and calculations. And we do have our scores, our normal distribution scores, the scores and our percentiles for the problem. Now on this problem, we found that the percentile, the Z-score, as well as the ranking calculations in this method helped us students, us philosophers, us learners. This method actually helped us learn more and figure out as well and learn the Z-score more better, as well as the meaning for each individual equation in graph problem. And on to the final one, number 6, alcohol and effects on driving. Reaction time in adults with blood alcohol level. We have here the range, the median, the mean, the standard deviation, and the coefficient variation. And these graphs here show the standard reaction times in adults with blood alcohol level. Over here we have the amount of adults, and over here we have the reaction time with the alcohol. And this here we have 3 different charts. This one here we also have, excuse me, that was very good of me, amount of adults and also the reaction time as well. And this one here we have a bar graph. This shows the amount of adults and also the reaction time as well in adults with blood alcohol level. Now, here we have 3 different charts. These charts show how to keep informed, as well as these charts show you different alcohol levels. This shows you that there are a variety of different to not only come up with data, but also as well as many sources, as well as can believe in. Finally done with this. Woo! Now, what these charts show you is there's not only one specific chart of data that you can go by. There are varieties of different variations of data you can come across. Don't ever rely on just one source of data for your equational problems. Seek out and seek more variations. You can take a simple variation chart and change it in so many different ways. You can get one problem to show differential variations for you. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful night. All you philosophers and students and teachers out there, anybody watching this video, hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful night. And again, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all on Monday in class. Have a good day.